How many times have you been there? In that suffocating moment where the air feels thin and your own voice sounds foreign in your ears. Your heart is hammering against your ribs, a frantic drumbeat of desperation as you lay out your case. You are meticulously explaining your intentions, painstakingly defending your character, justifying the very feelings that rise from your soul, pouring every last drop of your vital energy into the black hole of another person's indifference, hoping to make them understand you. You have the logic, you have the evidence, you have the raw, unvarnished sincerity. You've constructed this perfect, articulate fortress of reason and emotion, and when you are finally done, left breathless, vulnerable, and completely exposed, you are met with a void, a blank stare, a dismissive shrug, or worse, a simple, soul-crushing phrase that invalidates everything you just bled out onto the table. Why do we fight so hard to be heard by people who have already decided to be deaf to our truth? Why do we exhaust ourselves trying to prove our inherent worth to a jury that was never going to rule in our favor? This is the cycle that is breaking you, grinding you down day by day. It is not your lack of effort, and it is certainly not your lack of sincerity. The core problem is your fundamental misunderstanding of power and human nature. We have been sold a lie, a destructive narrative, that the person who talks the most, who explains the loudest, who argues the longest, is the one who wins the prize of validation and respect. We operate under the delusion that if we can just find the perfect sequence of words, the magical incantation, we can unlock someone's heart, forcibly change their mind, and compel them to finally see the value we know is inside us. But you are here watching this because you know in the deepest part of your being, in that gut feeling that never lies, that it is not working. You are emotionally bankrupt. You are spiritually exhausted. And you're starting to entertain that dangerous, corrosive thought, maybe, just maybe, you are the problem. I am here to tell you with every fiber of my being that the problem is not you, it is your strategy. The strategy of chasing validation will always, without fail, leave you empty-handed and gasping for air. But today, that strategy dies. Today, you will bury it. In its place, I am going to give you a new perspective, a new weapon for your arsenal. It is a weapon that is silent, a weapon that is internal, and one that is infinitely more powerful and devastatingly effective than any argument you could ever verbalize. I am going to teach you how to rebel against the noise by choosing silence. I will show you how to reclaim your power, how to erect an impenetrable fortress around your soul's energy, and how to become so undeniably magnetic in your own frame that you will never again feel the need to beg for a seat at anyone's table. Because you will be too busy building your own kingdom. Let's be brutally honest about the pain, because we cannot heal what we refuse to acknowledge. Let's talk about that specific, hollow ache that blossoms in your chest when the woman you're interested in completely misinterprets your intentions, and you find yourself spending the next hour frantically typing out paragraphs on a tiny screen, trying to clarify and justify, only for her to leave your heartfelt dissertation on read. Let's talk about the profound frustration of trying to articulate your ambition, your grand vision for your life, to friends or family who just smile condescendingly and tell you to be more realistic. Their small words trying to build a cage around your big dreams. It is the feeling of screaming at the top of your lungs inside a soundproof room. It makes you feel invisible, unheard, and fundamentally, devastatingly, not enough. This feeling is a poison that drives us to do irrational things, to betray ourselves in the hope of being accepted by others. This flawed mindset is the result of years of insidious social programming. It's the broken software running in the background of our minds, installed in us since childhood. We are conditioned to be performers on a stage, constantly seeking the applause of an audience. It started with good grades for our parents, a trophy for the coach, and it evolved into likes, shares, and followers for a digital algorithm. We were taught, implicitly and explicitly, that our value is not inherent, but is a reflection we must seek in someone else's eyes. So, when we enter the brutal and complex arena of adult relationships, especially dating, we carry this corrupted code with us. We treat our worth as if it's a commodity to be debated, a price to be negotiated, a case to be proven. We become salesmen for ourselves, and the stench of desperation follows us like a shadow. In this desperate chase, we are hemorrhaging the two most valuable, non-renewable resources we will ever possess: our energy and our peace. And we are giving them away for free to people who have not earned the right to either. But right here, right now, is the turning point. This is the fork in the road where the chosen ones, the men who feel a pull towards something greater than this hollow chase, diverge from the well-trodden path of the crowd. The answer is not to learn to argue better or explain more eloquently. The answer is the disciplined, courageous application of strategic silence. Now, do not for a second misunderstand me. This is not about being passive or petty. It's not about pouting or giving someone the silent treatment like a child. This is an active, deliberate, and supremely powerful choice. It is the ultimate act of self-respect. Think of it as radical energy conservation for your soul. It is the profound wisdom to recognize when a conversation is no longer a path to connection, but a trap designed to drain your spirit and reaffirm your powerlessness. Strategic silence means you no longer waste your breath explaining your vision to people who lack the imagination to see it. Their ceiling is not your floor. It means you no longer stand in a courtroom of one, defending your worth to someone who is actively looking for a reason to devalue you. Your value is innate and non-negotiable. It means you immediately disengage from arguments with people who are deeply, fundamentally committed to misunderstanding you. Their perception of you is a reflection of them, and it is their problem to solve, not yours. You let your actions become your argument. You let your focus become your voice. You let the profound and unshakable nature of your inner peace be your closing statement. The moment you feel that familiar, desperate urge rising in your chest, that need to clarify, to justify, to make them see, you must learn to take a deep breath, go quiet, and walk away, either physically or digitally. You take that storm of energy you were about to unleash into a void, and you turn it around 180 degrees, and you aim it directly at the only project that will ever give you a true return on investment: yourself. So what do you do with this vast reservoir of reclaimed energy? This is where the real work begins. This is where the magic of transformation happens. This is the pivot point where you cease being the hunter and become the prize. You take that energy and you begin to construct your kingdom in the sacred quiet. Not for them, not for an audience, not for a post on social media. For you. You go to the gym not to build a revenge body, but because the discipline of pushing through physical pain, when you want to quit, forges a will of iron. You pour that energy into your career, your business, your craft, becoming so astonishingly good at what you do that your results create a deafening roar that drowns out any whisper of external doubt. You build your financial freedom, not to acquire shiny liabilities that signal false status, but to purchase the ultimate luxury: sovereignty over your own time and your own choices. You find fulfillment in the sweat, in the struggle, in the incremental progress made when no one is watching. Simultaneously, you build your inner kingdom. You finally become your own source of validation. The silence you cultivate in your external world allows you, for the first time, to truly hear the signal from within. You start journaling, not just listing goals, but courageously confronting your fears, your insecurities, and your pain. You look your own darkness in the eye without flinching. You learn to sit with the discomfort of your own emotions, the loneliness, the anxiety, the frustration, without immediately reaching for your phone to find a distraction or a person to soothe you. You become your own anchor in your own storm. This is the process of becoming emotionally self-reliant. You are no longer a ship tossed about by the waves of other people's opinions and moods. You are the lighthouse, grounded, stable, and shining your own light regardless of the weather. Your standards for who you allow into your life rise automatically, not as a tactic, but as a non-negotiable requirement for protecting this newfound peace. And here is the beautiful sublime paradox. Here is the magic that inevitably unfolds when you commit to this path. When you stop chasing, you become magnetic. When you stop begging to have your value seen, your value becomes self-evident. The woman who was dismissive of your desperate paragraphs is now deeply intrigued by your calm, assertive silence. Your absence creates a vacuum where your needy energy used to be, and she will feel that shift. Your lack of an emotional reaction to her provocations or her indifference does not register as weakness, it registers as unshakable, masculine strength. People are instinctively drawn to those who possess a powerful center of gravity, those who have a mission and a purpose that is clearly more important than seeking their approval. Your quiet focus creates an aura of mystery and deep respect that a million desperate words could never hope to achieve. You are no longer playing their game by their rules. You are simply living your life by your code, and there is nothing in this world more compelling. This date I mentioned, August 15, 2025, it is not arbitrary. It is a symbol. It is a line you draw in the sand of your own life. It is a contract you make with the future version of yourself that you must start building today. A version of you that no longer begs for entry at locked doors, but who is busy forging the keys to his own kingdom. A version of you whose peace is his most fiercely protected asset and whose energy is his most valuable currency. You must stop giving it away for free to people who are incapable of understanding its immense worth. The world is a cacophony of noise, of opinions, of people who will, consciously or unconsciously, try to define you, limit you, and drain you. Your power lies in your God-given ability to tune it all out and listen to the only voice that will ever lead you home, the one inside. So tonight, I am not asking, I am challenging you. I am daring you. The very next time you feel that hot, familiar urge bubbling up inside you, the urge to explain, to defend, to perform, to plead to be understood, you will stop. You will just stop. You will take one deep, cleansing breath, and you will choose strategic silence. You will choose your workout. You will choose your work. You will choose your book. You will choose your peace. You will choose yourself. Go now and build your life in that sacred, powerful silence. And I give you my word, the right people, the people who are destined to be a part of your kingdom, will hear your silence more loudly, more clearly, and with more respect than they ever heard your words. Go build.